Good morning, everyone. Shades Creations here, and I am loving today. Moisturize my hands, my hands. Oh, sorry. Just took, just got out of my shower, and Beverly is reminding me that I have to put lotion on my hands. So I just washed my hands, but I'm sitting here. I'm just a water baby, boys and girls. So uh, I had to do my video. It's 7 a.m. The girl has been grinding. It's time for my break. Just gonna sip on some tea, but I'm fighting my tears. They keep coming down. I keep drying them up. You can hear my nose every now and then, and I hate being who I am sometimes because I'm emotional. I'm emotional, but I'm proud of who I am because I'm grounded and I know who the hell I am. But this morning I was reading this woman's post, and I keep trying to fight my tears. So I want y'all to know I'm really, really sorry. I keep trying to fight my tears, but this woman had her first table sale yesterday. It is December, so it's Christmas time. And she had her first table sale, and her jewelry is beautiful. I saw it and everything, and she only sold one item. And it broke my heart because I've already been through that, so I know what it feels like. But when you go to these events, you have to go to these events with one thing on your mind, and that is exposure. If you can frame your mind to exposure, you have your shirt on, you have your business cards on the table, you have your banner. Whatever happens at the table is a plus. And then you go home, you be able to be okay that you didn't make anything on the table. And then hope and pray that you were able to cover the table without taking a table fee from somewhere like a need. These are the measures that have to take place to get you where you need to go because you got to crawl before you walk. But I was able to feel the girl's pain and despair because all she was focused on at the time was the cost of her supplies. And I didn't even I couldn't even comment on the woman's post because I'm familiar with doing tables and going home with nothing, earning nothing or whatever the case may be. But I was sitting down and I was reading, all these things in the frugal groups and watching, how people are doing this to cut corners and a lot of things like that. And I'm grinding with everybody. We all have to make it in this world together. But time is valuable. Time is valuable. Time might be the most valuable part of your existence. You give 8 hours to your employer, you come home with the same amount of money every single payday. So you're living paycheck to paycheck regardless of how much you earn. You may earn, you may, it doesn't matter. Everybody is one health crisis away from being where they never thought they would be. So life is what it is. But I was reading this post this morning and someone was so happy that they don't have to buy toilet paper because their mother has a program, and during with the program one of the accesses is toilet paper. So they go to the mother's house and bring her food and this and then they take some toilet paper. I call that bartering, kindness sharing, hustle and grind, whatever the case may be. Everybody should have access to a hustle and grind. No one should be taking abuse of someone's kindness and someone's benefits. So there goes that. But one of the things that gets me is that these no spend communities are growing and growing and growing. Now I could be wrong. Tell me what you feel. We can chat about it. I'm open minded. I feel because I see things a little differently. Now, the no spend agenda is going to get us to save some money. We are going to save some money. Absolutely. Isn't that the goal? But at the end of it all, people are going to lose their homes, their jobs, their lives, their everything before the no spend reshapes another way to bring survival to our communities. And it is devastating because without spending, jobs can't pay people. Kids can't come home from their first employment 14, 15 years old with the little bit of money they made, buy their school clothes. Seniors that need this extra money to fund the food that they need can't buy the people who are desperately relying on medical prescriptions without looking into herbals that can help you get off of some of these prescriptions. They can't pay the pharmacy. Look what Medicare is doing. Medicare is making people pay $300 and $400 just to say they have Medicare. Go ahead, honey, y'all, but I digress. So I'm sitting here saying to myself now, the no spend movement at some point is going to get people into new ways of funding and building in their homes and all this other stuff. But what are we going to lose before we get there? How many years is it going to take before people realize that it's not about not spending? It's about what you're actually wasting. There is no shortage. I don't give a damn where I go. There's no shortage of hair supply stores. Is nobody going to notice that? Does no one notice where a lot of money is going from people that say they don't have? You may say, why is this an issue? It is an issue because you can't eat anything in the hair supply store. Why are we going into supermarkets looking at the price of beef that we can't afford to buy? But are we serious? And I'm feeling a certain type of way. My skin is burning because I can't control how I feel, my emotions, and that's the fibromyalgia. But are we really not noticing how many people are getting laid off because the employers can't pay? We're not actually talking about wants. We need to be cutting out wants, not needs. There are people running around with this big old craze for the Dollar Tree, the Dollar General. That's not saving. That's not saving. I actually read a post where someone showed her stockpile and said she needs to start giving it away. So you don't see at any point in time that was not saving. You had to spend to get that. So you saved $5 on Saturday. How many 25s did you have to come up with to save that 5? So I am bad in math, boys and girls. I'll tell anybody 1 + 1 is 5. There you go. But that's not saving. Buying all of those air fresheners, all of those plug-ins just to get the $5 saved. That's not saving. So now we're walking around, we don't have any money, but we can't wipe our ass because even if you bought tape-ons or whatever those things you should see me do in my videos, it still costs money. We can't eat that. We can't eat that. And then I sit down, yesterday I saw a video where this girl was upset because on her EBT, she can't buy snacks and soda. I wouldn't even know if that would affect me because I do buy snacks every now and then, but you damn sure can believe me, I could pull out $1 to buy a bag of chips. You think I would get upset that my EBT card wouldn't let me buy soda or snacks? Are you crazy? I need meat in my freezer. I need to eat. What is going on? What are we actually doing? And then you have people saying that they're going to dinner and somebody's upset because somebody doesn't want to split the check. I'm not splitting the check either. I didn't eat that $50 onion that was fried and a little sprinkle with cheese. I'm not splitting either. You want to toss this table upside down? Toss it. Because by the time you finish cleaning the table, my car's going to be out the parking lot. That's why I'm one of those people that I want to get there on my own, and I don't want to bring any passengers with me either, because if you're not ready, bye. I'm a soloist for a reason. I was born alone, I'm going to die alone. But I'm like, what in the hell? is going on? What is going on? Does no one see what's going to be? Target's closing. We don't need to walk into Target and buy another set of pajamas. I do need pajamas. I'm tired of having to walk around. I had to put on my pants today. But I mean, do we actually need 50 bras from Victoria's Secrets? Oh my goodness. And don't get me started on the fact that I had I showed someone my link to my things that I'm designing and trying to sell, trying to earn, get myself off of whatever I'm on, trying to, whatever. And the person said, "Oh, that shirt is expensive." So I didn't say anything, let it go. But they actually walked around me bragging about this. They paid over $60 for. And I'm looking, I'm like, wow. But I didn't say nothing. You know why? Because you just showed me all I needed to see. You showed me more than you wanted to let me see, or you should have let me see. Now I started moving a certain type of way, and my energy has moved. And oh, now I don't love, and I'm showing you. And I'm not showing you a damn thing. I'm putting that mirror back on you that you put on me, but I'm only doing it in silence. And now I feel bad because the person shed tears, and you don't have to not love somebody because you learned your place in people's life. You got to do what you got to do. But I mean, a shirt that I have zero control over when it comes to pricing. I put my design on it and hope someone loves it and wants to bring it into their closet and wear it. But the price is what you looked at, but you spent more to put someone's name. That didn't say Shay's Creations on it. You wanted to put someone else's name. I don't. I rate that low in your life, but you're not supposed to get mad at stuff like that, boys and girls. Never get mad when someone. I mean, well, let me rephrase that because y'all already know something can tip this head off, and I don't think it levels off on being mad. I think it levels off on defending yourself when it comes to a certain degree of disrespect. Let's get that clear because I don't want to use the word mad and then someone says, well, disrespect and handing someone their ass whooping on a platter is two different things. But this morning, I got a text from someone and said, "Can you send me the link to your book?" So, in kindness, I sent the link to my book. Someone else called me last night. "Can I buy the book from you? Do I have to buy it from Amazon?" And I'm like, "Well, I did order, a couple books for myself, but the book is flat $10. I said the only thing you can get from me is the book for $10. You won't have to pay the taxes, and shipping, and all that other stuff. Most people have Prime, so they're gonna pay $10 plus tax for the book. But I'm just blessed because I made it clear I'm not giving out any books for free anymore because giving out books for free is marketing. But when you're giving out all of this, and you're still not earning, that means there is no marketing involved. It's just a taking mechanism. And taking is not good. Kindness is good, which means we have to reciprocate. So it is what it is. So I'm sitting here, I'm hoping because I'm having a really good morning. It's not even 8 o'clock, boys and girls, but I'm thankful. I'm thankful because the first thing I did was make sure I checked my computer. Then I looked to see about my leftovers, my beans and whatever. And then I got on my shaker board and everything. I don't know how anybody could stay on that thing for a long period of time. The burning in my legs. But if you ever used that shaker board does more than you think it does, put it that way. And I don't know how anybody could do that for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I can't do that. I can't do that. I said if I'm gonna do this board for 10, 15 minutes, I need to be doing that other thing where you renting your private room and you getting your paid subscription. That's what I need to be doing because that shaker board, it does way more than just help you tone your damn legs. And I can't stay on that board. Like I can't even do 10 minutes. Barely can make 10 minutes. That shaker board should be making lots of sales because that is, and then when you sit on it, but boys and girls, I'm sorry for what people think is going to benefit their communities while they're being followers instead of leaders. Now, I think I'm just going to estimate I might have about $12 in my pocket. I just went to the thrift store a few days ago and I purchased two pairs of pants, and they fit me, but they're sagging. I don't have a belt, so they're like falling off of me. I actually want a pair of pants that are loose, like they're hanging off of me, so that I could just throw them on when I'm gonna drive somewhere and come home and take them off. I don't actually want them to be attached to my skin, like my leggings are, because when my skin is feeling a certain way, I don't need any clothes on it. So I'm thinking, do I actually want to drive that far? But I probably won't do it because my gas tank is at half a tank. Now, I should be putting $10 in my gas tank, which means if I put $10 in my gas tank, there's nowhere for me to go, period, because I'm not going to window shop. So there goes that. But I was reading this morning in one of the groups where this woman was devastated. She said, the man lay up with her every night. He hug her up, tell her how much he love her, praise her up and everything. And then this morning she found out some devastating news. So there goes, so of course, I'm going through something. So I'm like, feeling a certain type of way and everything. So I comment, you know what I'm saying? But I realized something about myself, especially yesterday, boys and girls, after I did my Facebook Live. And I'm telling you, MJ, Joe Nail, all of y'all came for me, honey. Y'all were really good, and I'm thankful. But my phone calls were blessings. My phone calls were blessings. I love when a man can tell me how proud he was of me for standing up for myself. And I said to myself, guess what happened to me? And MJ, Beverly, y'all were on my Facebook Live. There were about 4 people that watched that video that live in my town that I don't even know, and they watched it. There was a woman that lives on my mother's block that saw the video and gave it a like, and I'm like, wow. And at least one person from a church that watched that video. So boys and girls, let me tell you something. I went to bed with 44 views on that video. I woke up with 168 views on that video. Then I went through the settings and I found where I could save the video and name the video or something like that. So the video is going absolutely nowhere. When it's off my profile, it's going to be somewhere. The video is going to always be live. My book, I pinned it on my Facebook, which means 10 years from now, that book is the first thing you're going to see on my post is that book. Now, last night, I went to bed feeling the most love for myself that I have felt in a great long time. But when I was feeling this love for myself, I got a boost of that felt like it came from Tina saying to me, "You go, girl." Just showing, and that is what I felt instantly. And I said to myself, I feel sorry for the women, for the wives that sit down and say, I don't care who you are. You can say anything you want to say. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say thank you for sharing and have a blessed day. You want to know why? Think about Little House on the Prairie. Did Charles ever go out there and look at another woman? Now just think, back in those days, that is when the hustle and grind was real. That is why Little House on the Prairie is still one of the most watched TV shows out there. Did Charles ever have a wandering eye? Absolutely not. That man was a provider. You understand me? I forgot the lady's name, but she used to come in the house, take care of the kids, make sure Charles was good when he came home, had the food. That was what life was, and that is what life still should be. I am so devastated. I read that someone said on the computer in one of the groups about, emotional relations and all, and the person said, as long as he comes home to me, child, you are a sad excuse for life. That's all you are. A sad excuse for life. Do you know what this person can bring into your home? The energy, the vibes, the karma, just walking through the door. You don't care what a person is out there doing as long as they come. That is codependency in the worst way. Why? Just imagine being with someone 30 and 40 years and you feel because he put a ring on it, you have his money when he dies. You have his 401k. You have all of that. But when you're sitting down by yourself, just say you make it to 80 years old, your mental, what you have in here that's going to haunt you, shouldn't that matter too? Or am I just crazy by myself? I'm crazy. I'm going to say it. I'm crazy because I don't give a damn about your 401k, none of that. I want this. I want my sanity. I want what I know I can't pay for because if I can pay for it, I can lose it. I want what I have up here. I saw a video this morning. This girl is yelling and the man is this, but I couldn't make out one proper word either one of them said out of their mouth. The vocabulary that I was listening to, and these people have children. So this is the man that you want laying on your pillow that can't say one complete sentence in English, and you want kids by him? And this is the man that you claim is your man? Or is this actually property? Because men, women, we need to know the difference. If you want property, go outside and buy some. But humans are not property. And there is always a today, and tomorrow might be something different. But I'm like, wow, am I honestly the crazy one? Because what I am seeing is actually horrible. And what some of these children are seeing is devastating. It's devastating. I saw a woman complaining because a teacher was saying how the students come into the classroom, and she was saying that it's not my job to teach my kid. I send my child. Excuse me, you are your child's first teacher. You have to wait 5 years before your child can go into kindergarten. So that means that your child doesn't get to learn their ABCs and maybes and all this other stuff from you. You don't think that anything that you're doing from day to day is allowing this child to learn something? Absolutely nothing. And while you are running behind this man and dragging him outside your house and screaming at the neighbors, and you don't think this child see any of this? No, I absolutely. One of the things that always bothered me, and but first I'll speak on one of the things that I always blessed myself with. Sometimes your personal story makes a difference when you giving opinion about something else that really doesn't pay your bills. But I was married. I was 7 months pregnant. My phone rang. Bitch, that meatball wedge you just ate, I bought it. Hung up the phone. A few days later, phone rang. Bitch, that pizza you just ate, I bought it. Put the phone down. My mental was lost. You understand me? I was gone. I had already ate the meatball wedge. I had already ate the pizza. This happened quite a few meals. I'm always in the house. So one day I'm looking outside and I see my husband across the street. And I just see him socializing, nothing wrong. Then I see this woman pass him a drink. And at first she drank it and he drank it. And then I'm like, so when he came upstairs, I was like, don't you know that that's unsanitary? Why would you drink off somebody's? He was like, oh, that's just my friend. And so I'm like, okay, minding my business, doing me, working, whatever the case may be. Then one day I come home and Spanish lady across the street called me and she was like, you're just so blessed and everything. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, I don't barely come outside, so what am I so blessed about? And I missed a part. I missed a part. One day, this lady calls me across the street and she tells me this. So then I asked why, and she said because you let your husband have his girlfriend and y'all both excuse me. At that time I had already had my baby, but I was working. I came home from one day and he threw a baby bottle out the window to this woman. So when I get upstairs, I said, well, he said, oh, I had to babysit her. She had nobody. I said, oh, so here I am, very understanding. I'm not one of them people that gonna go behind nick, nag, and I'm not doing all of that. So then one day I find out that from the kindness of the lady across the hall, that's his son. So all of what I heard, this is so. But you know what? It all ended well because when I heard that he had a woman out there, didn't know who she was, none of that. I was 7.5 months pregnant at this time. That man never saw me naked from then. Only the time when I had my child. Absolutely. After that, never. And I take pride in that. Filed for divorce, left everything. But I put that ass, almost crippled him because I stomped the living shit out of him. Bulked up on that ass, baby. Yes, I did. I was 7.5 months pregnant when I nearly killed that man. Beat him, stomped him, did everything. His mother stood there crying. Lord of mercy. Oh, no. God. Yeah, that's your son, and you knew what he was doing, too. That's why now, and I take pride in myself. Want to know why? Because I loved myself enough to leave with nothing. Nothing. Guess what? But I am sitting here, as much as I do for whoever this person is that I happen to love in this world, that man can't do no wrong. And that man has literally financially supported nothing from about the age of 2. And nothing that man does is wrong. Anything he did to me was just a situation, but me, I will always be crazy, the bitch, this, and guess what? I'm always gonna do. I'm gonna stay in my lane, and I'm gonna be mom. That's it. Because there's gonna come a day that sweet little person is going to cry and cry and cry and cry for everything. And I may not even be here anymore for them to say sorry. But you got to take your wins and your losses in stride. Boys and girls, when I see women outside fighting, dragging each other down, for this man with no value, brings nothing to the table. And I don't want to take part in that. But yesterday I did a Facebook Live and I shared out everything. I'm talking, there was no defeating anything. And I felt so good. Last night, when I finished my video on my phone, boys and girls, I got to the point where I couldn't answer my phone. My phone was ringing and ringing and ringing. But when I saw that people in my community saw the video, saw my face, and aired out all my dirty laundry, I was like, amen. You know why? Because I stayed up in here, minding my business, trying to grind, staying out of the streets, everything a man would want. Everything a man would want. And then you come up in here and soil me down and put me in a position in my life that I don't want to be in. And I had said to him quite a few times, I said, sweetie, I hope and pray that there's nothing going on, because I am building my YouTube channel and I don't want that on my channel. But I damn sure will put that on my channel before you put me on the news. Boys and girls, boys morning when I woke up, I said, God, clear my mind and give me peace because I have done my job. I have done my job, but I am thankful for that sweet man that walked up in my life because he gave me the power to write my book and to let other women know you have to stand for something. You have to fight for yourself. If you don't fight for yourself, you have no business trying to fight for nobody else. I feel so, so proud of myself. Just recently, I met someone, and this person was beautiful. When I say beautiful, we watched TV together, we ate together, we did everything together. There was only one thing that I could not take, and it was always something that leaned towards a sexual whatever. And I made it perfectly clear from the beginning I am dealing with something. And I don't know about y'all. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't want to be walking around and a man say some gesture about the shape of my body. It is not, to me, it's not sexy. It's not romantic. It's not. I really am tired because I literally have people, used to have people in here that were my friends, my male friends, and it was always a comment on my body. That is not cute. It's not cute. And I literally have gone through some violent acts of things in this world that no woman should have to even try to survive through. And I don't know how many times I have to say that to me is not cute, but it is what it is. Now, I'm really devastated because someone, I had to block him because he doesn't understand. And you know what I said? I can't keep asking you in kindness. You know that's hurting my feelings. You know I don't feel good about it. So you know what I did? I blocked. Then I blocked. So now I have no friends that come visit me and stuff like that because I had to do what I had to do for me. I don't want to be walking around. Damn, that is not nice. You can't make me feel safe in my home if this is how you're looking. You can't bestow kindness and share a meal together and stuff if I'm letting you come here and socialize with me. I barely even have anyone in here. And then when I do, I have to deal with that. And then when you leave, I'm crying because I held in how I was feeling. No, I have every right to defend myself. I have every right to speak up for myself. And then you notice when you do speak up, then you get looks and all. No, speak up. Speak up and don't speak with your hands because nobody needs to go to Clinkville, because you felt like you had to defend yourself. Speak up. Like I said yesterday in my video, if you wanna test me, you wanna see what I got, you wanna know if I'm telling the truth, take me to court. Take me to court. I'll go to court. I don't own one pair of shoes, boys and girls, but I'll have some shoes that day. In my damn video, too. I'll be on the court steps recording YouTube every day. Yep, I'm building my empire. Take me to court. Because nothing I said is a lie. Even before my video, I attest everything is... Yep, not one thing did I lie about. Absolutely not. But I tell you no lie, boys and girls. I have a kind heart, and I don't like anybody to play with my kindness. It is a threat to my sanity. Don't play with my kindness. I sat here and I thought about the position I would play if that was my husband. See these bracelets? I might have the ones that link, because boys and girls, I don't play. I don't play. I don't let no man play around with me. You may play for a little while, but I'm also a Libra, which means my mind can't rest. I never get a break up here. Never get a break up here. You may come in here and you may think that you telling me something, and then I am very observant. Very observant, and I do talk a lot, but that doesn't mean I tell everything. I do have some things that I'm going to my grave with, or maybe Coral's going to her grave with, or MJ's going to laugh on the phone about. MJ, I got a phone call. Ass pie. He said, he was laughing. He said, ass pie. Boys and girls, let me tell y'all something. I value everybody's union, and I want you to always be proud of your man and everything. But please stop looking at the other woman like she's your issue. She's not your issue, baby. 9 times out of 10, this woman did not even know about you. Didn't know about you. And by the time she found out about you, there was no turning back. There's sometimes that goody stick is put on you that you lose your right for yes and no. And it is what it is. And no one can say that it's not, especially when you build a connection with someone and they have a spirit around you. And everybody goes through something, but we have to stop blaming the other woman like they just walked in your house and snatched this man up. No, baby, no. I saw a video yesterday where a woman came home and she cracked the door and she found her man in bed with another woman. That should be a legal license to shoot and kill. This world needs to, the laws, they need to change. Now Trump is up in that office playing Mr. Whatever. That's what he should be allowing. A woman walk in her home, and find another woman in there. You should be able to kill her without even going to the courthouse to say why. No, she was in my home. She was a threat to what? This. This. Do you know what it is for a woman to wonder? Wonder? I wonder if. No, baby. All of those wonders, they just mean yes. That's it. That's it. But you have to hold him accountable. And the way you show someone you hold them accountable is you let them go. But you don't let them go just nice and easy. You let them go where they remember you for the rest of your life. Last night, my friend had me cracking up because I said to him, I said, now that I did my book, my video, my everything, I'm absolutely okay. I wish him the best. And yes, I still love my sweetie pie, even if I never see him again. He said, honey, and I said, but he wasn't leaving without a package. And now he's going to lay down every day and he's going to remember the person he couldn't fry. He said, my friend said, he's never going to forget you. But he told me, he said he deserved everything he got. Everything he got, he did it to himself. And that's all I did. I just wanted to show on a platter, you know what I'm saying? My mother, girls and boys, that lady is crazy. She called me, she said, well, you know you crazy, right? Yeah, I'm crazy, and I'm just like my mama. See the difference? No. Okay, let me tell you, because it's the truth. My mother's going to be like, you didn't have to do. I didn't, but I did. My mother would have laid hands on him. That's it. My mother would have made sure he was wobbling. I'm not putting my hands on nobody. Nobody. Nobody's child. Nobody's adult. Nobody. I have no rights to put my hands on you. But I am going to dent your humanity. I want to let your whole community. And I feel like, wow. This morning I woke up. You know what I said to myself when I got the shower? I said, okay. He lives about an hour away. Nice neighborhood, everything, beautiful house, everything. I saw it all on it. I wasn't in it, but I did a little investigation. And I said, you know what's so funny now? When he comes out of his house, everybody knows him as bishop, pastor, whatever. He be waving his hand. Now they're gonna be like, isn't that the man, that bald-headed lady with no hair and glasses was talking about? Yes, honey, that's the kind of ticket I want to stamp. Boom. So I said, oh my goodness. But when I first did my cover to my book, I said, one lick at a time can bring down your entire empire. But then I changed it. I didn't want that, so my book is different. I changed the book cover and everything else like that. And you know what? I'm not proud. I'm not proud of how I had to serve this ass woman. I'm proud of how I served it. How I served it, because I absolutely wanted it done before Christmas. I was working so hard and I was praying and contemplating and no, I can't do this. Would I be able to survive if somebody did this to me? And when I was doing everything, I kept saying, God, just give me the direction and everything. And everything led me to continue to put through my book and continue to do. And then I said, you know what? I need a deadline. I need a deadline. And a deadline for me had to be before Christmas. And the only thing is, I'm not going to actually have my book in my hand until December, but it doesn't matter because everything else is done. But boys and girls, I'm going to tell y'all, defend yourself, speak your piece, tell your story. You will feel so free. But whatever you do, go outside today. You know what I'm going to do? If I do go outside, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to pick up a need, but I'm going to pick up two, and I'm going to leave one in the hallway for my neighbor. Someone posted that she was in a store and she picked up something, and she picked up two of them, and she left one in the hallway for her neighbor. Kindness is free, baby. Kindness is free. But Tina, I don't know if you watched my video. If you don't matter. I'm gonna send you the link today. Look out for a green envelope. I was talking to a friend last night, and I said, you know what? I see certain people sharing for me on Facebook, commenting, all of the things that help my algorithm, and I want everyone to know I went through a major transition in 2025, and I know where I show up, and I know who shows up for me. If I ever make it, the ones that put food on my table, those are the ones I'm putting food on their table. I'm not paying for anyone to like me. I want anyone to like me because they like me. But I need you all to know, I don't care if it's only $2. If I can put it in the mail, if I can send it to your Cash App, whatever. It's a kindness gesture from me because I see you showing up for me. I have a feeling, I will never be able to explain it, but I have this feeling of not giving up because something is out there for me. And this morning I woke up, I said, I just want to open up the window and throw everything out because nothing is working for me. Nothing is working for me, but everything is working for me. What's working for me, I may not be able to see it right now, but has anyone seen my subscribers on YouTube? Slow and steady wins the race. I do not want a viral video. I know what a viral video can do for me momentarily. I don't want that. So I am pacing myself very slowly to make sure I build my equity on foundation that I'm going to be able to continuously have a check coming in. I don't care if my first check is $6. I earned it. I earned it. That's all I want. I want a W-2. I want taxes. I want to be a productive person in society. That is it. I just never realized it was going to be. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be that craft room. But then I realized that I just give away too much for me to be able to build. I have very little paperwork to even show that I paid this much and this is how much my prop. None of that. I just order my supplies, build my little crafts, put them on the computer. But I don't know. This morning I'm gonna make a few bracelets. I made about 5-6 bracelets, put them on the table. I have not put them on eBay, and I did a test on eBay. I have 5 bracelets on eBay that I did not do any sharing, and they have no views. The only views that I have are the views from the sharing that I did on Facebook. Now I have no customers on Facebook. I know that already, but I said to myself, I'm not sharing anymore. If eBay is not going to share and I'm not going to share, they got to Google me. If they want what I have, they're going to have to put the underscore between Shades Creations, and that's how they're going to find me. If not, I'm going to make sure it's there. If they want it, they can have it. $6.50. Take out all your fees. I probably end up with $2 and change. I'm thankful for $2 and change. You know why? I just put it on next month's bill. But I have to start moving and shaking to do things a little differently so I can figure out what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. And everything begins with a start. You have to start somewhere. And I'm going to tell you, if you are sitting down and you have nothing to do, start a YouTube channel. Just start a YouTube channel. By the time you get a connection with seeing yourself on the screen when you watch your own videos, you're going to fall in love with yourself. You're going to fall in love with yourself. And the one thing that I'm thankful for is that I am myself. I have never understood, grasped any form of editing a video. So whatever you see is what you saw, and that's it. And that is why I am absolutely happy, because I did want to edit a video or two. I just deleted the video. Yes, I threw away my little bit of views and all that other stuff, but I did what I had to do. So it is what it is. Now, I when I was walking around here this morning, I said, okay, I don't have any dishes to wash, don't have any laundry to wash, toilets are clean, sinks are clean, floor is vacuumed, did my little exercises, could do my rowing ride, but don't feel like doing it right now. I said it's really not much for me to do, so I really don't feel like scrolling on Facebook, because Facebook made me laugh so much that I'm in here, just laughing and stuff like that. But emotionally, I'm feeling a certain type of way because of the state of our environments, and all of these stores are closing, and people are saying, the big box stores, some of these big box stores have food in them, have food in them. So, and I'm sitting down in my community, two more hair stores open up, and we have about 8, 6, 7, 8 on one street over here. Do you know how many of those stores could be something else? I want to open up a consignment shop. I figured out what I want to do. I want to open up a consignment shop. But do you know how many people in this small little community would bypass my consignment shop because it's a second-hand store? And 9 times out of 10, all of them would be on EBT. But they wouldn't shop with me. Why? Because they want to go into a mall and they want to buy the latest name, and stuff like that. They wouldn't buy from me. So you mean I would hook myself up to having to pay almost $2,000 rent for a place that has high taxes already and try to build myself? They're not going to support me. No. I had a few people say to me, you need to move because your community is never going to support you. No, I don't need to move. Not right now. Not while I have that parking garage. I know what that damn car garage does for me. So if that's my only, I'm going to take it. I know what that does for me. And then on top of that, this morning I woke up. The heat was so nice. I was warm. I was able to keep off my socks. And I'm like, wow. So I do know something's going on with the little mechanisms and everything. So I know one thing. I have to find a way to put renter's insurance on my apartment. There's no if, ands, or maybes. And that is a definite. And I do absolutely want my full coverage on my car. I am nervous every time I'm out there. What if someone hits my car? I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? But I also thought this morning, I said, you know what? Maybe I don't need a car. Maybe I need to get rid of it. But then I've said, you know what? I don't really go too many places, but I don't have a problem taking myself there and getting myself back. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And then on top of that, my face is on my car. I really and truly don't see me having a vehicle to just sit down and have one unless it was doing something for me. And this beautiful lady you see, it's already on both my doors. So therefore, I have every reason to try to keep what I put in place to help me get where I'm going. So it is what it is. And I'm loving this shirt, boys and girls. And it is large. It is large and it's really roomy. So, and my giveaway that you have to say claim in the comments is going to be large. I believe the pink shirt. But I'm not playing. I think I'm going to be sneaky and choose 2 names. I don't know. So I could put both 2 shirts in there because I think I chose 3 for myself already. But I'm in love, honey. I'm in love. I told my friend who did this picture for me, I said, you have no idea how much I love this picture. How much I love this picture. I'm so thankful. But I was hoping it was a different type of shirt, but for the price I paid, I am not going to find any complaints, honey. We have to start finding the blessings in everything, even if it's something bad. That's why I said, even with me going through what I was going through with him, I am thankful because, honey, you gave me my book. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's going to be hard for uh, certain people for a while. It's going to be hard for them because I know at some point, but you know what I'm saying? Even a narcissist, even a narcissist, there is something that will break a narcissist. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I'm almost close that I hit a nail somewhere. I know I did. I know I did. And I feel good about that. I have to. And I know I said to myself, God, please don't let one person stand in my face and say, how could you do that to him? That might be the person that releases all of the stuff that no one would want to see that I have inside me. So I'm going to ask again, God, don't let anybody stand in my face and ask me, how could I do that? Because you will become a savage, and I will feel like you're a threat to me. Yeah, I will. Because if you can ask me that after watching that video, knowing what that man did to me, then you are not the person that should be standing in front of me. So be kind, honey. Be easy. Move with grace. Because I will seal. Don't come for me. Woo! Don't come for me, boys and girls. Oh, I couldn't even imagine if somebody sent me a letter and said you have to appear in court because of a video I did on Facebook. Boy, I would hope somebody would help me buy me a good camera with lots of bandwidth, Shani, because I would be outside that courtroom. You know when the lawyers say, step out and don't talk? Hell no. I'm talking. I'm speaking up for myself. Yes, I am. I wouldn't even care if I lost the court case. By the time I built all of my equity in my YouTube video, boys and girls, you gotta eat. You gotta eat. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking of getting me some of that Kardashian money. I was gonna look for a company and offer them and get my check. But there are some things I will not do. I have brothers in this community. My brother saw my video yesterday, and I wanted to have a conversation with my brother before I did my video. He saw my video yesterday, but the one thing I know, he knows, is that I did wait. And he and I had a conversation, and he said, just wait and see what's going on, because I had some feelings and things, but I would never be that woman that would do certain things knowing I had brothers on this planet to see me a certain kind of way. But my brothers already know I'm a hammer, so they already know. I'll bust them up too. My little brother, I'm going to whoop him something terrible. I was going to my mother's house yesterday, and I grabbed a bagel off the table, and I bit the bagel. And as I'm walking out, he's put that down. And I jumped, and the bagel flew out my hand on the table. My hip hit the couch. I bent over, and all I could do was laugh. I went up to him. I said, boy. And he started laughing and laughing and laughing. I said, you lucky my mama out there in that cold, because I was going to hand you one. But he is so quiet. And that little bit of put it down just... Oh my goodness. My mother said, I thought I heard you screaming there. I tell you, I love to laugh. I am a big freaking person when it comes to laughing. I love laughing. Laughing can change your entire day. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I put a TV on, a lot of times I put on stupid shows. People who make me laugh. Right now, I think I'm watching a show. with Tony Rock. I think his name is Tony Rock. He's a comedian, and I'm in there just laughing at him. Before that, I watched is it Anthony Anderson? And oh my goodness, is he not funny? Funny and stupid. I love stupid people. Stupid people are funny. And when I say stupid, I don't mean uneducated and dumb. I'm just talking about stupid funny. I absolutely, and I have watched his series at least 2 to 3 times. Now, I'm hoping that he gets a paycheck every time somebody watches his thing, because there are times that I just put his videos on, go into my other room and just let them run. I'm hoping that on YouTube that people that I follow earn every time they get me to watch, because I put, if you're washing hair and cooking your children in your kitchen, your videos are playing on my TV. So I'm hoping that they're earning, you know what I'm saying? But I have bipolar disorder. So there's times I can't hear voices because my head is already making noise, and then, so I need silence. But I'll turn my TV on in here, put on someone's YouTube, and just let it run and go in my other room. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So that's what I do to help other people. So, and I'm thankful, because one thing I can tell who watches my videos from beginning to end. I'm thankful because without that, a person cannot build their watched hours, and they can't get that plaque without those watched hours. But boys and girls, I am already over 500 watched hours. But when I looked into my analytics, it shows that I have more than those watched hours. But what I am being credited for is verified watched hours, and that's the magic, boys and girls. But I kid you not, I thought I was gonna have a friend that I could socialize with and all that other stuff. I didn't want anything sexual, and it was made firm. It was this or it was nothing. So I had to accept and respect the boundary that was set. And I was not going to be in a sexual anything with anyone just because I don't need that. I have a rose. I have 3 roses. One right here, one in the bathroom, and one in another room. And I'm gonna tell you like it is, honey, boys and girls. If you know anybody with a rose, you already know they don't need a man. Absolutely no. That sucker will sing a song. Sing a song. And I'm damn sure going to tell you, nobody's going to be hip hugging on me. I need a break. I need space. I need peace. I need get from around me. Who the hell want to go in the room and he's there? Go in the living room, he's there. You give me a break. Not saying that anyone was that way around me. Let's not do that, because I'm not that type of person. But I need a man that needs space, which means go fly. Just know where not to cross the line. Because if you cross the line, I'm gonna nip it in the bud. What I suffered with tremendously when I was going through my little trying to see what was going on, I kept on saying, if this man is eating on somebody and coming over here kissing on me, and I get a ring around my mouth, I said, And then I had to go to my therapist, boys and girls, because I had a certain thing on my mind and I couldn't get away from it. And if that person had walked in my door, it would have been clean. Your whistle, your clock would have been ticked. And I said, I'm not spending. And I was there. And there was no ifs, ands, or maybes about it. I was there because my head had already gone crazy. So it is what it is. But I tell you no lie, you have to toot your own horn. You have to blow your own whistle, honey, and you have to make sure whatever you do in this world, get your gravy. I saw this woman this morning. She's already married. The man pays all the bills. She gets to do her little pay, her little whatever. The only thing he won't tell her is how much he makes Even when he bought the house, he took her to see houses, saw how she felt about the house, bought the house. She has no say in none of that. Now she's on Facebook, what should she do? Excuse me? Get these people out of your damn business. None of them is putting their roof over your head. That man has already secured you. Your heat is on, or your feet cold. Now it's time for you to do what he's doing. Move in silence. Bank your money. Are you serious? The same way he gave it to you is the same way he's going to take you from it. You didn't sign no prenup. She wants to sign a prenup. What are you, crazy? He didn't tell you to sign no prenup. This man is building equity. Do what he's doing. Put your money aside. Build. And the one thing I told him, don't be looking for other people to give you any advice. None of these people put a house in your house. Your name is not on the house. He bought you the house that you love. He put you in the house, and he let you work, let you keep your money. Build, honey. Save, stack. Because the same way he gave it to you is the same way he can take it away from you. That's why I don't want anyone to be beholden of my roof when I'm a senior citizen, deep in my days when I don't have anybody to help me. I want to be able to pay somebody to take my garbage out, come in here and do a little washing up, whatever I cannot wash up. Because when you lay down and you hook yourself to somebody and you change your last name and you get that ring, you rely on everything that man is bringing to the table. But baby, the same way he brought it in, the same way he can take it out. And then when he starts sharing good and stick and licking all over everything, why would you, excuse me? What do you mean, why would I do this? I'm the king of this castle. I get to do whatever I want to do. And if you're stupid enough to say, okay, well, at least he's coming home. Well, goddamn, home? We all need somewhere to lay our head. You don't want anything more than home? Shit, not me. I'd rather be by myself, bald-headed without eyelashes. Y'all must say to yourself, this girl is wild, amen. Nope, but I kid you not. I am blessed. I am blessed, and I'm going in my living room to put on my preaching sermon so the Lord can get up in here and clean up, honey. Because I'm going to tell you, I am prayed up, and I know I'm going to make it. I just don't know when, but I'm not going to stop trying. I'm going to go into my online store today. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to design some tote bags. I'm having a feast right now of some tote bags. But you know what I said to myself? I looked this morning, I saw there was no orders, and I said, you know what, whatever it is. Now, that is a very good understanding that I'm at. My mental is there right where it needs to be, and I still believe at some point, things are going to change and people are going to start doing whatever they have to do. But I have another blessing, and Tina, I told you what that blessing is. MJ, you know what that blessing is already. So I have another blessing in the cuffs, and that's all I'm going to focus on right now while I'm still nipping my little dropping my little baskets and hoping that everything pays off for me. But I have that to hold me down. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to stay close to, as much as I can. I'm going to stay away from other people. When people call me and tell me, well, this day can't, and I'm going to nip it in the bud. A couple days ago, I got a phone call. I'm watching, we talking or whatever. And then I can hear, whatever's coming. And I nipped it right in the bud. I don't have anything else to give. I done gave everything away. That's it, And I'm not saying I gave anything away, but y'all know what I have to make sure I do to cover myself in case something. And then, absolutely, you know what happens after that? The TV turns up. I ended the call immediately. You cannot be any ruder than to have your TV playing while you're on the phone having a conversation. So if you have your TV on, go watch your TV, baby, because I got something else to do, even if it's lay on the bed and play with my legs. I have something else to do. My 24 hours has nothing to do with anybody else's, baby. I love myself.